Yay. Ah, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What up? What's going on, guys? Yo, today's so busy. Every day is busy, which isn't a bad thing. But today in particular, appreciate it, Gunthers. Today in particular is just stupid busy. And I really should be doing homework. Like, if I'm going to be objective, what's going on, everybody? If I'm being objective, I really should be doing homework. But two things. One, there's not like a nationally televised basketball game going on. There's NBA TV, but I don't have NBA TV, so that's not going to happen. I do have League Pass, but I mean, I'm not too excited about any games going on right now. More importantly, what's up, Noah? If I don't upload something, whether it's a live stream or just something, I'm going to go to bed feeling so crappy, like within my soul. What about you, dude? I love your shoe vids. Try to make the 12s and I got down. Hey, famous Tamir. Practice, bro. I'm telling you guys. I've said this in another video. Like, my earlier illustrations, not illustrations, I'm so tired right now. My earlier shoe drawings were so bad. You guys don't even know, man. Proportions were all off. It looked like a trapezoid. And I didn't start drawing sneakers until I was in the 9th grade. Before then, I could draw, but I didn't really draw a lot of things. I drew flowers, floral stuff, right? No, I already gave you a shout out, bro, but there's a double shout out for you. So I drew floral. I did graffiti a lot in middle school because everybody has that phase when they're trying to figure themselves out. So naturally, you know, I did graffiti because I thought I was hard. But I love graffiti because it was beautiful art. And Columbia had a lot of graffiti on the walls, which is cool. But there's different levels of graffiti. Like, there's what I would call art graffiti. And then there's what I would call somebody with the spray can just vandalized the building. You can pretty much guess what there was a lot of. Actually, there was a lot of both. But every building had somebody's initials on the wall. And it's like, okay, Jigglypuff, like. What up, Kayla? I'm doing a digital illustration of the Air Jordan 1 Pine Greens. I'm going to try to make this a half an hour. Y'all already know that's not going to happen, though. I don't even know why I bother saying that. Off-White V2. Ooh. There's an idea. I was going to do the Sean Wotherspoons or whatever, but that would have just took too long. I'm telling you guys, my schedule right now is just nuts. And I'm not even, like, an adult yet. Like, I'm still going to school. A lot of things happening, a lot of moves, and the process is being made. Again, I really should be doing homework. But I wanted to do a video. Now, as you can see, based off the time crunch that I'm kind of setting for myself, there is no way I would have the time to do a traditional drawing video, because that takes 3 hours. Duck fives, there's another idea. I like that idea. I like it a lot. I'm not really in the grade. I'm in my junior year in college, kind of, because like when people associate being a junior in college, like that doesn't account for the fact that I already had an associate's degree when I went to the Art Institute and I was going for graphic design. So it gets kind of muddy there with that. Because I got an associate's degree. Originally I was going to be a nurse. That would have been terrible. I could have done it, but I would have been so bored because I don't like I can do it. I can handle blood. I can handle patience, I think. But I don't want to take care of people. Not like that. You know? That doesn't speak to my soul the same way this does. No pun intended, because we're working on the outsole, right? So what we're going to do, because you notice how these lines need to be thicker. Again, my nose is still like giving me problems. We're going to do this. And voila, there we go. Live stream over. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I will be back again tomorrow with more videos. Just kidding. So let's go ahead and let's work on the upper now. Upper is a little complex, but not too much. Gunther's, that's what's up. My second video is my most popular video, which is like cool, but at the same time, it's like, it was a terrible video comparatively, you know, but all I can do is compare. So I have to. Comparatively speaking, in my humble opinion, is pretty trash. Like if you took my second video and you put it right up against a waste management logo, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. At least I can't, because they're pretty much the same. First thing I drew was shoes. Was never small, made it too big. Oh, okay. If you never tried drawing shoes before, try small, because it's intimidating to try to go ahead and do something like that on a bigger scale. Because it's hard, because now you gotta make sure all those lines are super clean, but they're farther away from each other because it's a bigger piece of art that you're trying to make. So try small first. You'll get used to it. When you get the hang of it, then you just kind of, you know, get into your zone, whatever that zone is, whatever it looks like. See you, Noah. Y'all already know that this video will be uploaded to YouTube as soon as the live stream's done. I was gonna go ahead and do like a highlights and upload that as like a bonus video for today, for last night's live stream. Guys, I didn't even have the time to do that. How silly is that? I feel like there's a better word I could use for silly, but that's all I got. For digital art, okay, so the software I'm using is Adobe Illustrator. In the past, you could purchase this software outright, so you could buy the software. Since then, through brilliant business strategy on their part, and like, I low-key joke about that, but at the same time, it is smart. Like, hats off to them. You can't buy the software anymore. You used to be able to, so now you have to rent it, which means you pay monthly fee to use the software. So there's different packages, because Adobe has a ton of software. Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, that's like if you're working with books or things that have multiple pages and you need the pages to have a specific type of layout and you have to put pictures in the pages. There's what is it, Premiere Pro, that's where you do your video editing. There's a lot of different pieces of software they have. So because that's the case, what if you only want Illustrator? Well, there's different pricing packs. I believe for one piece of software, it's like $10 a month. Now you might be thinking that's not bad, and it's really not. Like, if we're gonna be objective here, it's really not that bad. If you're young, yeah, you might need your parents to put in their credit card. I know I gotta start doing this earlier, sports and stuff, but like literally, this is when I had the time to do it, so that's my bad. It's a busy life, bro. I will keep that in mind. I'd rather do this earlier so that way I could be doing homework right now. But it is what it is. Trust you get what you give. Bless. Okay, so one piece of software should be, I think, 10 bucks. You know, ask your parents. But before you do that, look up tutorial videos. Learn the software. I would teach you guys it, but I feel like if I'm going to do that, I would want to have like an in-depth course. And like, yeah, I can show you things, you guys, things here and there. And naturally, the more you watch these digital illustration live streams, you're going to see what I'm doing and it's going to all make sense. So that's like free learning anyway. There's always tutorials on the internet, especially YouTube, on if you want to learn how to do anything. Draw, illustrate, sing, I don't care what it is. There's videos on it. So that's a good resource to use. Make sure you use it. Okay. And just for my sanity, there we go. Okay, so we have some of those laces that went over this section because the laces loop up and over. We're gonna start working on the upper. My nose is still running like a mother. Super annoying. And it usually doesn't become a problem until like towards this time of night. It's been like this for like the past 3 days. Oh well, it's all good. We're gonna connect that. Gonna add that iconic, legendary, beautiful, whatever other word you want to put, Nike swoosh. I love that swoosh, man. It looks way better than a Skechers S. I'll tell you that. So we're gonna go ahead and make this real quick. Lakers lost again last night. LeBron hit a 3 to send it to overtime. And then he did an unclutched thing by missing 2 free throws, which was low-key, high-key disappointing. Now, I can only hate so much because if you put me in that position, I'm definitely missing both free throws. But I'm also not LeBron James. So I feel like he's going to use that as a learning experience, because if he doesn't, then, Bron, we got to have a talk, bro. You can't be missing free throws. I don't care what you got to do. That was Shaq's biggest problem, free throws. And he was still a beast. One of LeBron's things has always been his free throws and his shooting in particular. If he can just tighten up that shooting, oh my God. For the record, guys, I know this is a little late. I feel you on that. And I agree. Reason why I agree is because I got to be up in like 7 hours. And I have like, I have to do this. Then I have homework. I have that wonderful H word, right? The homework. Again, I don't know whose bright idea was it to make homework, but they need to, like, did they not get loved as a child? Like, why would anybody do that? That was a terrible decision. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. So I have homework. The one funny thing I will say, when it comes to the homework I do, because it's for like classes that are related to graphic design, I can not BS, but I can pretty much skim through a lot of the homework because I know what to do. I don't plan on showing my face for a minute because I know I'm definitely bummy right now. I've done videos where my face is in there and you guys can go ahead and check that out. I'm really not that special when it comes to the face. I know that because I'm like single. So if that doesn't say volumes, I don't know what does. I know I got bags under my eyes. I didn't want to do that. No. And then we're going to connect that right there. Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and finish the toe. We're definitely going to add some stitching detail. When we're talking about these older shoes, these retros, gotta have the stitching. I remember the first time, it was in 10th grade. So I was drawing sneakers back then, obviously. And I was doing my own models, right? And I had this one model that I would repeatedly do all the time. But I would make like adjustments to it, I would tweak it. And it was funny because I knew sneakers, when they incorporated leather or certain materials, they had stitching. Like, this wasn't anything new to me. I was well aware of this. But in my sneakers, I didn't have it. So when I first put stitching on my sneakers, I'm like, oh, wait. This looks kind of good. And it was like a light bulb. I'm like, oh my God, I should do this more often. And I don't know why that was like so revolutionary to me. But like you try things out, you figure out the small things, you incorporate the small things. Where am I at, by the way? Okay. Yeah. And then one day I figured out, wait a minute. The shoes probably got to be able to breathe. It can't be completely enclosed off. It can't have really heavy material because then your foot's going to get super sweaty and it's going to be disgusting. You're going to get blisters. So they have those perforations for a reason. What if I put like those dots, those perforations in my drawings? Bam! Made it better. Made it more realistic. I'm like, ooh, okay. By the way, I'm not doing this wings logo. Ain't nobody got time for that. I definitely don't have time for that. So there's a way around it. Because that wings logo, and obviously this is reversed because I always do my sneakers facing this way. I don't know why, but I always do. Maybe I'm just used to it. That's the Jordan Wings logo. I found a PNG. So there's different file formats. I know you guys know what a JPEG is. You've heard of that before. That's your traditional image file. Whenever you pull anything from the internet, it's in a type of file format. I don't even know why I have to mention this. I know you guys know this. But in case you didn't, now you know. A PNG, letters PNG, that's a file format where if there is a translucent or a transparent background, the background will be transparent. So instead of having a logo with the white box around it like a JPEG would, if it was made correctly and if it has a transparent background, it will be just the, you know, the logo or whatever with no white background. So that's what you want to look for. And literally it's just go on Google, go on images, type in Jordan Wings logo PNG, and then bam. And you know you found the right one because the background of the image will be like a white and gray checkerboard. That's like the universal symbol for transparency in backgrounds. See, now you can go to a party, and if you're trying to talk to like a hot girl, you can bring that up, and she'll fall in love with you. She'll be like, oh my God, you're so smart. I'm tired, man. Let's go ahead, let's do this. Again, I really shouldn't be doing this, but I do it for the love of the game. Stuffy nose and all. I do it for sport. For real though. It's days like this that are going to go in my book 20 years from now when I write it. But like back then, I didn't want to do live streams, but I did it anyway. No, for real, if I didn't do a live stream today, I would go to bed in such a bad mood. Because I could have, because I'm doing it right now. So now I don't have to deal with that, which is good, I guess. So we have a little more detail. We're going to add stitching. We're going to add color, and then we're done. So this is, yeah, it's probably going to take longer than half an hour, but not too much longer. And I have this recording, and I really want to do a highlight, like videos of the live streams as like bonus content. But you know what I need in order to do that? Time. You know I don't have time? Because I'm busy. School is busy. This is the busiest quarter I've had yet, which is good because it should be. I graduate like in June. That's super exciting. I'll be done with school. I've been waiting to be done with school for like 24 years. I hated school back in grade school. I couldn't stand it. Certain classes I liked, obviously, like art. That was a cool class or whatever. Certain teachers I felt were very effective at teaching. So it didn't matter the subject. They were interesting teachers. They were able to hold my attention. I respected them. I listened to them. But that wasn't always the case. And when it wasn't the case, I clocked out. I would go to sleep. And I wasn't a bad student. But I would just do whatever I could do to get like a passing grade. And that was like good. I'm like, all right, I did it. I did the thing. Do I ever feel like I should start drawing people, says Chris Vega. So a couple of things on that. For one, and this is just me talking, so it might be different to you. Drawing people is really hard. And that's because I've never really experimented with drawing people. The closest I ever really came to drawing people was back in like elementary school when I used to draw Dragon Ball Z characters. Blake Griffin goes for 50 points. Oh, and they beat the Sixers. Dang, okay. Good job, Blake Griffin, I guess. I still trust the process. Anyway, so yeah, drawing people, at least for me, is hard. I've never tried to draw people. You know, you guys know these kids in your school, the people who draw like anime stuff, manga, or whatever. They're good at drawing people. Because I never really learned how to draw a person, I'm still learning the anatomy of a human body. Learning where the bones go, how the bones should be. Because it's one thing to say, I'm going to draw a person and do a stick figure. But when you have to make a 3D person on a 2D surface, for me, that's just very difficult to wrap my head around, making it look good without making it look dumb. That is something I want to learn. And I'm kind of in the process of learning that because I do digital illustrations of people. I get paid for some commissions, as well as I like doing it of like NBA players and stuff. I do side work where it's like illustrations of people. So that would be a great skill set to have. I just don't really have that skill set yet. Emphasize the yet. Because I still have so much more room to, and I'm going to say it again, y'all already heard this before, level up. So much room to level up. Why is this being a butthead? Can we, what model do you think I should draw? Like, what shoe model? Whatever is your favorite. End of story. Draw whatever's your favorite. Because when you draw what's your favorite, you'll start to realize why it's your favorite. Is it the materials? Is it the design? You'll find out real quick. Let me just double check. I believe the outlining is good. Yeah. There's this one. What are you doing? This thing right here. Can we get this girl to tighten up? Girl, if you don't stop. Okay. That's more acceptable. I can live with that. Not for long, but I can live with that. We gotta add one more because you see how. Okay, ready? Just this is being creative, I guess, if you want to consider that. We have the tongue. You see how the tongue has these ripples? Because these are the laces, that's not the tongue. This part's the tongue. And then you see how maybe we should extend it down over here just to make it seem more, I don't know, whatever the word is. Authentic, genuine, clean. Something like that. Yay. Alright, so probably want to bring this down. Ah. A little more. There we go. I can survive with that. That's definitely doable. Let's clean up some of these lines. So this one doesn't have to be so extra. We can take care of that. We can do this one. That may be the one that we need to clean, and that should be it. You know, tighten up some of those. The rest of those aren't bad. Okay, so we have all these lines. I'm satisfied with these lines. I'm gonna select all object, path, outline, stroke. Make it all one. We're gonna do Command C to copy. Command V. Oh, Command Shift V so it pastes in the same place. We are going to get a rectangle, do some of this, yay, make it a different color just so I can see what the heck's going on. Select everything, do some of this, do some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that, some of that. Yeah. Now, this is where the good stuff happens. We have the outline selected. We're going to make that black. And we're going to lock that because we're on a different layer. And I don't want that to mess my life up. My whole life. Okay, so. But the problem is I also don't want to see that just yet because I want to do the stitching first. Otherwise, it's going to be super difficult. Like model as a person. So like what person so you draw? Well, it depends on what style you're doing. If you're doing anime, it doesn't matter. In which case, you wouldn't be doing a person. You'd be doing an anime character, like Goku or whatever. If you want to do a person in an anime style, pick somebody that you find interest in. If it's a rapper, you should pick, you know, whatever rapper you like. A movie star, I don't care. Whatever you like. Because if you're going to do it, it should be because you want to do it, because you enjoy it. So the more things you can tie together that you enjoy, the better. Life hack 101 with KicksArt. Okay, so. Like if I was going to do people, I would do basketball players. What's up, Johnny? Okay, so we're going to make this like this. Is that what I want? Sure it is. So we got to do our thing. We got to make this dashed. What is it? 6 and 2? Is that the sweet spot? What about 4 and 2? Siri, stop. I can live with that. Just barely, but I can live with that. So we're going to rinse and repeat. Am I interested in soccer? To be honest, no. Now, there's a good reason for that. One, when it comes to sports like soccer, when it's like a good game and the ending score is like 2-1, that drives me nuts. That drives me absolutely insane. I'm not going to do a face review. I've already done a video with my face in it. If you go down my feed and my videos, you should be able to see it. My face is in the thumbnail too, so it shouldn't be hard to find. There's just not a lot of need for me to put my face in my videos, and it's more work. And by the time I do these videos, my face is definitely not the sexiest thing. So, all of those are plenty of reasons for me to not do it. But I do have my face in my videos. It hasn't changed. At least it shouldn't have. I would hope somebody would tell me. No, but okay, so soccer. I don't really watch soccer. Because like when the final score is like 2-1, after 90 minutes of them, you know, shedding blood, sweat, and tears, that's, for me, unsatisfying. I don't find that entertaining, for me. That being said, when I was in Colombia over the summer and the World Cup was going on and you could feel the energy in the air, every bodega you walked by had the game on. Everybody had their eyes glued to the television. Every second mattered. Like, there was an energy, there was a vibe. When Colombia won, the whole city of Bogota erupted. You heard horns everywhere. People, like, there was, we were on the second floor of not an apartment, but like their house, because it's like shacks, kind of. I don't want to use the word shacks, but you know, they're houses that are right next to each other that are very tightly compact. We were on the second floor, and I saw confetti fall from the sky, but there wasn't anything like in terms of a building above us. So I was like, what the heck? Where did this confetti fall from? And it was cool because like everybody was so passionate. I wish we would have went to one of the malls to watch the games, because that would have been nuts, because obviously you got more people there. But it was a crazy experience. It was awesome. What a LED. But that being said, I don't get that same energy from a regular soccer game. Which is no shocker because, I mean, my family's not too into soccer. Not to that extent. You know? I'm not into soccer to that extent. It's a cool sport though. Just, it doesn't make me nearly as happy as basketball does. But neither does golf. I'm not into golf. Nothing wrong with golf. I just don't care about golf. Hey, ready? Let's go one step further. I'm kind of getting into football, but at the same time, not really. Can you do your job? Ugh. I didn't select it. So we're going to do this. Okay. This is why this takes longer than half an hour. Yay! Okay, good job. Good job, software. We actually worked together to do something. So happy for you. Okay, so we have that. Let's let's go. I guess we'll do these lines real quick. Where am I doing this? This is using Adobe Illustrator. It's a piece of vector software. There are other vector softwares that will do the same exact thing. The interface will look different, obviously. When I say the interface, like the way that all of the buttons are on the side of the screen, that's going to look a little different. But that's no different than you using an Android phone versus an iPhone. You know? It's the same concept. As long as you're working with the software that can work with vectors, then you're good. That's all it is. That's it. Okay, so now we're going to do these lines. We have a little more stitching to go. When I say a little, I mean we really have a lot of stitching to go. Not like a lot, but comparatively. And then we just got to add color, and then we good. My favorite basketball team. And I answer this every video, but I like answering it because it's such a complex answer. My team, my home team, is the Orlando Magic. So if you have to ask me that question, that's the answer that I have to give you. However, I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched a Magic game. I haven't had a reason to. I want a reason to. I might have a reason to this season. We beat the Celtics yesterday. Yay for accidents, right? I guess a broken clock is right twice a day. Do I have high expectations? No. Guys, I could not set the bar of expectations any lower than it is. I've tried setting it lower. It's as low as you can get. And they haven't met it. So it's like, why am I going to spend valuable time in my life watching these games when I can just see the score? I can see who performed. I can see how many minutes they got. And I can be disappointed later, as opposed to watching the game be disappointed for a few hours. So, the politically correct answer is the Orlando Magic. As passionate as I was about that answer, right? Because I love them so much. Not really. They're my team, though. Oh my God, the moment they get good, the Orlando Magic bandwagon is on like you guys would not believe. Magic gear, everything, the whole room would be blue and silver. Okay? So, if not for the Magic, what team do I root for? The answer is I don't really have a team I root for if it's not for the Magic. I'm always rooting for the Magic, but there's usually not much to root for, okay? So if it's not the Magic, I don't root for a team because besides them, I'm just a fan of the NBA. I love basketball. And I'm not going to lie, it's fun not having to root for a team because then I can analyze the game objectively as if whatever I'm thinking of matters, you know? But you ever try, because you guys watched basketball games before. You guys know what basketball is. You've seen this rodeo before. But have you ever tried looking at basketball through the lens of what they're trying to do? Because people will, like, that don't know anything about basketball think these 5 guys run down the court and they try to score on these 5 guys. It's like, okay, thank you, Samantha. Thank you for that surface level point. But they're actually, for the most part, on most occasions, trying to run plays. I say trying because when James Harden gets the ball and he dribbles and then shoots, I mean, obviously right there, that's not exactly a play. But if it works, it works. So you can't get too mad at that. Aside from that, for the most part, these teams are trying to run plays. You know why? Because if you can't run plays, when the going gets tough, what are you just going to do? Pray? Hold your breath? Cross your fingers? No. There's got to be some level of stability. There's got to be some foundation there that you can rely on. When the game is in the, the middle of the second quarter, you can't just say, okay, guys, we're just going to go down there and hope for the best. Maybe one of you guys gets open. Maybe we get the ball stolen. You don't know. We're just going to go down there and pray. No, they run plays. Part of running good plays is having a good team that knows what plays to run. You can tell when people don't know what they're doing. For example, on a consistent basis, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. In most things in life. Not really, but like kind of, sort of really. But you can tell, like, and usually it's these plays that end up like on like Bleacher Report and these other sports media companies where it's like bloopers, Shaq'd in a fool. When a player was just not thinking with both lobes of their brain or they weren't communicating with their teammates. So when somebody makes a great pass but the other player is not expecting it because they're not in sync, because they haven't, I guess, for whatever reason communicated or practiced enough in practice, like, okay, you're going to get this kind of pass because that's what I do, that's somebody's fault. Usually it's the player who wasn't expecting his fault. Because you got to expect an amazing pass. So, line work is done. No, it's not. I lied. That was a lie. So when you look at basketball, or at least what I try to do, I try to see what plays are they running. How they're running their offense. Because in order to win, you have to score. You got to defend, but you can't get points if you don't score. I know, like, again, surface level point, right? But it's true. You got to score. How do you score? You get the ball in the hoop. I know I'm preaching right now, but just hear me out. I'm going somewhere with this. They have this thing, but I'm not worried about whatever this tumor is over here. So what we're going to do, go to our fill. Excuse me, sir. There we go. I'm like, sheesh, come on, man. Help me out here. Okay, so. I need the perfect gray. Not just any gray. Well, I guess that gray works. Whatever, we're going to go with that gray. For now, we might change it. If I feel like it. Oh, we forgot stitching. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so next time when you're watching basketball, look at what the heck these guys are doing. You'd be amazed about how much communication and teamwork actually goes into these random instances in offense. Because basketball is like, I love it so much because there's got to be so much stress involved when you're trying to defend somebody that's like a god at what they do. I brought up Steph Curry yesterday. Imagine trying to defend that guy. I'd be like, Coach, when you're going to get me out of the game? Why would you put me out here? Why am I even out here? I can't guard this man. Is this a joke, really? You're just going to have this 5'6" Spanish guy get annihilated in front of everybody? No, he can't do that to me. Because he's going to shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. He's going to shake and bake. He's going to cross me up. I'm going to be on the floor. I have to process the fact that A, I'm on the floor. B, everybody just saw it. They're all pointing at me. This is the internet age. So whatever just happened is going on social media. As I'm getting up off the floor, I have to already be okay with the fact that that's going to be a thing. Okay, so it's like a dark green, right? Yeah, it's like a darker green. But then pride kicks in. Oh, Lord, pride kicks in. Because you don't want to be the guy that just got crossed over and is on the floor. You do not want to be that guy. So you're going to get up as fast as you can. But what if even as fast as you can get up, you get up and it's not quick enough, the guy sinks a three? Or worse, he doesn't sink a three. He's able to blow by you. And he dunks on one of your teammates because of your inability to defend your man. Because that was your one job and you blew it. You know how stressful that is? I don't even know how stressful that is. But I can only imagine. And even though you get back up, they score, you rebound, you inbound the ball, you act like nothing happened. In the back of your mind, you're like, I just got memed. In front of my wife and kids. Because they came to saw the game. You know? Stressful stuff. But that's why I like basketball so much, because you can see that excellence. What color do we have here? Okay. That level of greatness is just undeniable. It's authentic, it's true. And it's fun when somebody shimmies on somebody else, when they put somebody else on the floor, that's impressive. That's how you get the oohs and the ahs, right? Like, I don't want to see anybody be embarrassed. But at the same token, I do. Because that means that that person, being one of the best athletes in the world at this particular sport, couldn't handle whatever was being served to him. And now he's on the floor. And the moment he gets back up, that video is going to be put all over WorldStar. And you have to go home taking that L. And the only thing to mediate that is if you guys actually win. But it doesn't matter because you already dropped. And if it's a regular season game, like, nobody cares. Okay, ready? Last thing. We're going to delete the background. Ba-boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. I think. Yeah, we're done. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. I have homework to do. I hate homework. But we all got to do it. So, thank you so much for watching today's live stream. I might do a regular video tomorrow, but you guys already know my schedule sucks. I hate my schedule. But whatever. It's all good. Don't forget KicksArt.com. I got another stencil I'm uploading in a little bit. What are those space shoe things? The Tom Maynard, Nike, whatever it's called. I forget the name. The really ridiculous ones. That's going to be uploaded to the website within the hour for sure. Because I already have it done. I just got to go ahead, edit it, put it on the website and stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Don't forget to send in your stencil requests over at KicksArt.com, the contact tab. You all already know that I'm uploading daily content, so I will see y'all tomorrow.